Oh God.
It always takes so long to go streaming. Okay. Well, welcome to tonight's episode of Wizards in Class. Um, Bunch of us, friends and family, sit around playing Dungeons and Dragons. We are playing a Dark Tower campaign. As always, I don't have any rights to Stephen King's work. I just use it for fun. Doing a mix of homebrew and 5th edition rules. Don't like it, tough shit, don't care. Um, so last time, you awoke outside of the little village of Rivers Crossing to find that Faustus was missing. Um, the There were clues leading back into Lud, but the eldest villager kind of got a white look to her eyes and straightened up and came to Rancent talking about his broken mind and that she had a ritual that could repair his broken mind. At which point you guys decided to abandon Faustus to whatever fate he was left to do this ritual. At which point she set it up and touched Ranson's head, and a mirror image of Ranson kind of stepped out from them, followed by another. They started attacking him, and then once they were attacked, they showed their true form, which were two baboos. Once they were dead, Rancid's mind kind of started clearing a little bit. Still had the memories of all the infinite Rancids, but wasn't as driving him crazy as they previously were. So with that, you set off to Lud, and Gasher met you at the entrance and kind of ran away after delivering a little poem about where Faustus may have been. Um, and you gave chase, went into a small little alley, at which point Ranson set off a trap for funsies. Uh, Ran down the alley and got to a door. When the door was opened, you guys saw Faustus standing there, attacking both Gasher and TikTok Man. After a battle ensued, um, yeah, I think Faustus picked up the flail that I think it was a flail that TikTok was using, and you guys heard a loud beeping or a loud siren go off. You guys left towards the entrance of Lud, but a voice came over the speakers all throughout the city and basically said not to go that way. So figuring out that it was the voice of Blaine, one of the monorails that are in the city, you went to the station where his the door to his compartment was open, and you guys entered the compartment. And that is where we are picking up. So as you step into the monorail car, um, you guys notice that while the outside of Blaine is a nice blue color, the inside of it is all shades of pink. Very plush carpeting, very plush couches. There's a little bar area set up. Um, and as you guys walked in, the door closed behind you, and Blaine's voice came over the radio and says, "Now is when the games begin." What are y'all doing?
So we're in monorail gods, or is it someone controlling it, or is it a sentient monorail?
Are you asking that out loud?
I mean, I always do.
You hear a voice come over hidden speakers in the monorail that says, "My name is Blaine. I am a sentient monorail, along with what used to be my companion, Patricia, but she doesn't function no more." Now
A lot of
let's.
questions about companionship between monorails.
Well, I have a lot of questions about companionship between whatever you call yourself too. So we're
I'm
pretty
a
even
Rancid.
on that
I'm
part.
infinite.
Why are we not going the way that we
Where's
were
Patricia?
supposed to go?
Which way were you supposed to go?
Well, you said that don't go that way. Get on the train. Get on.
Well, I assumed you would not want to be destroyed in the nuclear blast
That would be our preference. Where are we heading now, though?
along the rail.
To where?
My end stop is Topeka.
Did a monorail eat us?
And when he's talking, you guys notice a small shift in the floor, and if you look out the windows, you start to see the scenery start to slowly move by. Welcome aboard. Feel free to relax, enjoy yourself. It's going to be a long trip.
What happened to
Technically,
Patricia?
that was like three different people asking a question simultaneously.
Saw that.
I was just going to say, Rancid, technically, it didn't eat us. We stepped in willingly.
But are we being digested was my concern.
As a monorail, I do not eat or digest things. I am a
Well,
mode of
then-
transportation.
What's the game that's beginning? Because I just assumed, like a Saw situation or,
Well, I'm very glad you asked that.
oh, that's never good when anyone's glad I talked.
Over the many, many years of my existence, I've grown quite bored of the tedium of life. So I would like to occupy our trip to Topeka with a little challenge. I have heard stories of various lands having what are called riddle competitions. And since I have no physical being outside of the car itself, I'm left alone with my mind. So I'd like to play some riddles with you.
All right.
Yay.
What to what end? What do we win if we complete these riddles? What are we looking at here?
I'm very glad you asked that. If you win, you get to live.
Oh,
Yeah, I was going to ask what happens if we don't get them, because that's more what I'm concerned about. But there we go.
There it is.
Over this 5,000-mile trip, I'm going to be gaining speeds, upwards of Mach 10. This is what you would call my swan song. I've grown quite tired of this tedium, and I don't intend to break when we get to Topeka.
oh,
If you are clever enough and will help pass the time, maybe I'll consider stopping to let you off.
What's a Mach 10?
Well, it's
Oh,
obviously
you
more than a
wizard.
9.
Yeah.
I would have expected someone so learned to know about different speed levels.
But I don't know how fast that is. I'm trying to calculate in my brain how long we have before you eventually crash us.
I think it crashes itself and we're just in it.
Same thing.
Distance and time are weird where we are going to be heading. The trip normally is only 5,000 miles. But due to the world moving on, it's going to feel like a lot longer. Mach 10 is upwards of 7,600 miles per hour. However, it'll still take us 2 days to get to where we're going.
You want us to play riddles for 2 days?
No, You just have 2 days to be able to answer all the riddles.
All right.
Do I try to pry the doors open now and we duck and roll while it's, not going this speed, or?
You can certainly try. And even though this is a very robotic voice, you can hear a sense of amusement and a sense of challenge to it.
I mean-
Blaine, what is your current speed right now?
Right now, we are traveling at 523 miles per hour.
Stop, drop, and roll is a bad option.
I still feel like we can roll. It'll be all right. You don't need the first few layers of skin.
Before
I think
you
we
do
can
that,
get the riddles.
I'm pretty
Let
good at
me-
riddle.
let me show
No,
you something.
If that's our only option.
And as you are standing there, you notice that the floor, the ceiling, and the walls all start to become opaque and then completely clear. And around you, you can see for miles. You guys are on a track that is probably a good mile or two off the ground, held up by supports. All around you is just desert with there are pools of a sickly green liquid. And as you guys are looking around, give me a perception check.
$12.
As always.
23.
There you go.
Good Lord, man. 23.
So Eth and Faustus, you both are able to spy creatures walking around in the desert area. Some of them look like they have 6 or more legs to them. Some have no legs that are just kind of rolling around. Some just look like blobs of flesh with oozing yellow liquid. You hear the voice come over the speakers again and says, "Welcome to the Wastelands. The byproduct of Ludd's nuclear facilities, this place has become highly radioactive and has become a no man's land. Anything that stays for extended periods in this area become mutated, feral. It is not a place that you want to find yourself for very long."
This is very disconcerting because I don't like being stationary and flying. It makes me feel nauseated.
Oh, I do apologize for that. And as he says that, you see the walls, ceiling, and floor become opaque and then become solid again.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I want you to travel in comfort.
I'm going to kick a seat or something to see if this thing feels pain.
I do not feel pain. I'm a robot.
I wasn't sure.
More
This
of
is
an artificial intelligence, but really that's just splitting hairs.
how do you split hairs? They're just so.
With
That
very
is
sharp
a
knives?
response I would expect from someone with your intelligence.
It's actually really high in this one.
All right, so we have riddles to solve.
You do.
But before we start, Blaine, I
Sure.
do feel like just playing for our survival might not be enough.
Well, we're
You
not
do
only
want some
playing for our survival.
but you do want some excitement in the future, right?
There is no future for me. I told you this was my last trip.
What if we could find some excitement for you?
What excitement could you find for a monorail that's stuck on a track?
I'm hearing about another female monorail is what I'm hearing.
I was just gonna start like rubbing the bars that you hold on to and see if maybe we can get a little monorail favor going here.
Looking
I
for-
already told you I do not feel anything.
Oh, God.
So, Faustus,
What if we could find
Fun.
a way to get you off the rail without crashing?
how would I move around without a rail? I am a monorail. I go where the track leads me.
There's all kinds of magics in this world, and apparently there's other worlds. Who's to say that there's no magic to get a monorail off its rail?
And I am to just sit in Topeka alone while you go off and find this magic in these other worlds? That doesn't really sound like a lot of fun to me.
I'm gonna agree with the AI for one. It just no.
Okay, so I've got a
Having
question.
fun.
We've got riddles that we need to solve. Are there rules?
There are rules. There are always rules.
I figured.
During this riddle competition, each of you will need to answer 3 riddles. One of them will be easy, one of them will be medium difficulty, the other one will be challenging.
Each one of us will get the same riddles. Can we
No.
converse? Talk?
Glad you asked that. If any noise is made, any attempt to talk while one person is being asked a riddle, that person will automatically forfeit the riddle and lose that round.
Okay, so we lose a round. What's that look like to us?
Well, the more rounds you lose, the less likely it is that I'm going to stop.
How many riddles do we have to get in order to get you to stop?
Well, it wouldn't be very fun if I told you that, would it?
It would for us.
But if we get the riddle wrong, it's no different than if somebody helps us.
That is very correct.
One more question. How many shots do we get at the riddle?
I will give you 2 guesses per riddle.
Okay. 3 it is.
Per person.
Three per person, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we each get 3
Riddles.
3 riddles and 3 guesses per riddle. Okay. Who wants to start?
Well, I know you have had a long and trying day. If you would like to sleep, we do have days to be able to complete the riddle challenge. So you guys can feel free to rest. You guys can feel free to eat. And as he says that, you see a compartment open up that has just a whole bunch of different foods in it. Please
What's the soup
relax
situation?
and enjoy yourself. What's the what?
What's the soup situation, Mr. Train?
Today's soup is broccoli cheddar soup.
So I'm into that. I mean, this is looking up as long as the train doesn't sound like it's breathing or anything, you know.
All of the food is completely edible. There are no tricks, no poisons to any of it. It would not be very fair if I were to dampen your intellectual capabilities.
Blaine, I have a question.
Yes.
Is there anywhere on this train that you aren't listening to?
No.
Okay.
Why would you want to have a conversation that I'm not listening to?
It's called privacy, or in some areas, privacy.
Oh, those areas are nice.
I know.
Yeah,
But
'cause
like if I wanted to converse with my friends without you present, then I obviously can't because you're everywhere.
Before the competition starts, if you would like, I can give you some privacy. I will keep my cameras on to be able to watch what you're doing, but I will turn off my audio capabilities in this compartment.
That's extremely creepy.
When you are ready to talk to me again, you can just wave in front of the camera and I will turn my audio capabilities back on.
I got a lot of questions about the bathroom situation on this train now because between the cameras and the listening, and we're on here for a couple days, right?
That is correct.
Just gonna hold it.
As an AI, I do not, as you would put it, get any jollies off of any biological faculties. So why would it matter if I had to watch or listen? It is another function.
Look, I got nothing for this one. That's just fucking creepy.
Would you like me to turn off my audio capabilities so you can confer?
Yes,
Sure.
please.
Very well. When you are ready, just wave your hands and I will be back and we can begin.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Well, guys,
If we lose, what's the backup?
we have those stones.
I mean, I got a crowbar and I've got feather fall, so
I'm sorry, but at 7,000 miles an hour, you are not going to feather fall.
I'm gonna try.
I would seriously advise against it.
I mean, it's better than fiery wreckage. If we
You
get
have-
to that point.
But I mean, even if we get to a wreck, we should still come back with the stones, right?
That's my thought.
Theory.
My thought is if we were turned into ground horse, does it work like that?
Well, that's plan B. I don't see us getting off the train. I don't see the train stopping, and I don't see us doing any. I mean, the best chance we have is to answer the riddles and
And then hope he's not lying.
okay, versus what?
I don't know. It's a train. Aren't there like? I mean, there's no. I wouldn't think there would be like a captain's area or something.
Question for the DM.
What's up?
Like I'm fairly familiar with these trains, right?
Mhm.
So I know that they kind of run themselves.
Correct.
All right. So I've been on these type of monorails before. We equip them with the AI so that they move on their own. There's really no way for us to get to a room that we can break into and make it stop. We kind
Even if
of
Emergency
just have to.
that we're a mile above the earth with green goo and one-legged monsters walking around. I don't see us, I mean, unless we start getting to solid land, that's not even an option at this point. So probably the best option we have is let's see how we do on some of these riddles and we've got time to kill. Might as well give it that a shot.
Are we confident in, like, does everybody feel confident about answering riddles when we can't talk to each other? Or do we need to figure out some way to talk without talking.
Well, he can see us. So
What?
I
You
just
wanna
don't
cheat?
see us. I
Well,
don't see us being
Blaine,
Not
able to-
cheating, but preventing loss and death.
I mean,
Maybe what we
Blaine did
could
specify
do-
sounds.
Here's maybe what we could do is if somebody's positive that the answer to the riddle is wrong, they could get up and walk, just walk around like you're walking around. And so when we go to answer the riddles, we say, I'm thinking it might be water. And somebody's like, hell no, it's not water. They just get up and walk around. Then say, now that I think about it, probably not water. And then we can kind of talk it through and get feedback from the people around us through normal movements.
But I'm thinking that Blaine would take that as your first guess.
I would assume.
I don't think this thing is
probably.
gonna play, I don't think this thing is gonna play fair.
Well, then we just establish, look, when we're trying to solve these riddles, we may be talking out loud and we may be, trying to figure it out in our heads, and we talk it verbally. Our answer's not locked in till we say final answer.
I think the train makes the rules.
Yeah.
Well, then we ask him, hey, is it all right if we kind of talk out loud? That's how I think. That's, Or what we do? We answer an easy one. Whoever's first, they answer the easy one. They get the second one, and then the third one, they're completely lost. Start talking out loud, see what happens. Worst case, we lose one hard riddle.
Right.
And then what do you guys think about that?
That might be our best option. I'm afraid because this train can think. I don't know its problem solving skills, but if it has to, run itself, if we're popping up to walk around too, if like, oh, all of a sudden there's 4 of us get up to start walking around, it's gonna be suspicious though.
I don't know, just stretch or scratch your head or just something that's out of the norm of just sitting there. And, when we're not answering the question, we can still do all those motions. But, when the person's talking, we're more settled. I don't know. I'm just trying to figure out a way to kind of catch ourselves if somebody truly knows the answer.
Feel
kinda
like
give
a nose scratch or something.
That, or like I said, just move. Just everybody stay pretty still until move around when there's no talking, like a regular thing. And then when somebody's talking out an answer, and I'm kind of thinking that might be water, but I'm not sure. Let me think here. It could be water. And then somebody scratches their head or whatever. Give us somewhat of a catch that we're on the wrong track.
Mhm.
What is it worth a shot? And so we get caught with that one time, we know we can't do it, but it's worth a shot to try to stack the deck a little bit in our
I see
favor.
that he's muted. How do we know he's not?
Okay,
listening?
so based on the rules, we each have to answer 3 riddles. We'll get 3 chances. Maybe
Realize that he did only say 2, right?
Yeah. But let's see if we can negotiate, because the rule is each one of us has to answer 3 riddles.
Correct.
Maybe we can trade riddles.
There you go.
Good point.
Well, let's try it. Okay. I think we have to start. I think that's kind of the first step. And we have a plan in place. Whoever's first, let's say, hey, can we trade riddles with people within our group? And if it's no, then it's no. We go with the body movement of some kind, just keep doing normal stuff. And then we'll go ahead and You know, when somebody's talking about their riddle, everybody stays pretty still. And when they say what they're leaning towards, that's when we interact.
I mean, the train was implying we were gonna get to rest and have a few days too. Do we want to start right away, or do we want to like eat and sleep and all that?
Oh, we can eat and sleep and then get up and do it. But I think the sooner we get started on it, the better off we're going to be.
I agree.
I think we need some recovery time, even if we start it depending on what time it is later tonight or in the morning.
Then agreed. Let's take a rest and gather ourselves together, and then give this a go.
Do we have any abilities, any spells or abilities to enhance intelligence or anything like that?
Nope.
I'm worried. I'm really worried about Ransom.
This is actually the first time I've had a character that's intelligent because I can spell cast.
Oh, there you go.
I don't think I
No, I think let's go eat. Let's just a normal conversation. And if we want to talk about anxiety or whatever, you know, we can talk about that. And, you know, just let's keep the other stuff kind of at the minimum as far as our movements and things like that. And, you know, maybe what we should do, since we will be eating and things like that, let's get him used to seeing us scratching our head and moving and stretching and stuff as if it's a normal action for our group.
Are you really asking the Ransom to scratch himself?
No.
I've been doing it since he first said it.
No, we can't see that hand.
But
I mean, I'm
God.
just gonna move around erratically and it'll be completely normal.
right. That's what I'm saying. Because the train only knows what he's seen to this point. So if we are very physically active, then he will, you know, he may not pick up on our plan.
Trust me, you think I'm
We'll
not gonna
try it.
lick every inch of this place?
All right, let's go eat.
Yes.
They want to wave their hands. Let's get this thing going. Hey, train.
Hello. I
Hey.
hope your privacy was well enjoyed.
It was. We just kind of wanted to get our wits about us. We decided that we're gonna take you up on our food thing, and we're gonna get some food, maybe a little bit of rest, and then we want to go ahead and start our thing.
By all means. And you guys see a door slide open into another cabin of the monorail. And inside this cabin, there are just a bunch of beds. So you would think this would be like a sleeper cabin.
Okay. Well, let's go eat and take a nap.
Eat and sleep.
Okay.
What time is it currently, Blaine?
Currently, it is 9:23 p.m. You guys can all give yourselves a long rest then if you're planning on eating and sleeping.
Long rest. I'll hang my pants up on a mage hand.
Your mage hand?
Correct.
Thank you.
Not your mage hand. You're welcome. I mean, if you want to hold them, but
Okay. After about a minute, the hand disappears and the pants falls to the floor.
I get back up and once again cast it over and over until I fall asleep.
Okay. As it gets to be probably about 8 o'clock in the morning, you see some windows kind of slide open and some daylight enters the sleeping car, letting you know that it is morning.
Good morning, Blaine.
Good morning. Hopefully you had a nice, enjoyable sleep.
We did. Do we have a continental breakfast this morning for us?
I don't know what continent you are from, but I have a wide assortment of various pastries, eggs, bacon, sausage.
Wonderful. Let's go get some chow.
Mhm.
So you guys ready for our quiz bowl here? Sure.
That's all. Suppose
Oh,
that's all
we're-
I'll ever be.
We're gonna die.
Well, we got to give it a shot.
Okay. If you would like to commence with the
Wrong world, I think.
with the riddles, then we will just review the rules. Each of you will be asked a total of 3 riddles, 1 easy, 1 medium, 1 hard. You and only you will be able to give me the answer. Any signs of cheating will cause that person to immediately fail their riddle. If you cannot answer the riddle after, we'll give it a time limit of 20 minutes for the easy and medium ones. The challenging ones will give a time limit of an hour. If you cannot answer the riddle, then you forfeit the riddle. And that's a loss. Bless you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Now, are these riddles that we should be able to answer based on our lives and our professions, or are these general knowledge riddles that are completely random and obscure?
Well, considering I just met you yesterday, I do not know much about your life and your professions to be able to tailor riddles towards you.
The answer's that. Who's
Who would
going
like-
first?
Who would like to go first?
You're smart.
So I have a question. So
Sure.
you're gonna ask us a riddle and then I have 20 minutes and we're all just gonna sit around here, or are you gonna go on to other people with their first riddles?
No. No answer, no riddle will be moved past until an answer has been given.
Oh, okay. I can go first.
Okay. Please step up into the middle of the compartment and we will begin.
Okay.
Now, with these riddles, you have one of 2 ways. You can either give me the answer to the riddle, or you can roll an intelligence check. So some of these you might know as a person, and then therefore might be able to actually answer the riddle, but some of them you might not know. So an intelligence check is still a way to be able to know if your character knows the answer or not.
Yay.
Okay.
Intelligence check doesn't sound like it's going to work for me very well. So
I mean, we kind of all knew that, so.
Yeah.
Add it to our intelligence.
So our intelligence, I have a 10 with no bonus. So it's almost,
I'm in the same boat. So
I have a 50-50 shot.
So I have a 15 with 2 bonus.
Right. So if you don't know it, you're got a good shot at. Okay.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Can I write it down?
The riddle?
Yes.
Sure.
I have a bad memory. It helps if I see it physically.
That's fine. As you step up into the middle, you hear Blaine's voice come over the speaker again, and he says, "And what is your name?"
My name is Luna.
Welcome, Luna.
Thank you.
Your first riddle is, what has to be broken before you can use it?
An egg.
That is very correct. Thank you, Luna.
Thank you. Now I go back, right? And somebody else does their easy one first? Is that how we're doing it? Or do I have to do all 3?
No, we will do the easy ones first and then move on to the medium ones.
Okay.
Who would like to be next?
I'll go.
Okay, step up to the middle. And
do.
what is your name?
F.
F. Welcome, F. Your riddle is what is always in front of you but can't be seen?
Your future?
That is correct. Thank you, F.
Boom. Nailed it.
I,
Alright,
I
I'll
mean, I can do it because I feel pretty good about it now.
Okay. Step up towards the middle. And what is your name?
I'm a Ransomed.
Welcome, Rancent. Your easy riddle is what gets wet while drying?
Of course, I'm gonna have to think about my easy one. You do the other two.
You have 20 minutes. Take your time.
This feels like I should know it too. Oh, duh, a towel.
That is very correct, Rancent. Thank you.
All right, I'll go.
Okay. Step up into the middle. And what is your name?
Soros. See, I
Welcome,
thought that was
Doris.
the first riddle. Yeah, I think we're already 2 out of 2. We all answered our name and we answered a riddle. Okay, go ahead.
Your riddle is what can't talk but will reply when spoken to?
Oh, that one sucks. Can't talk. What can't talk?
What
but-
can't talk but will reply when spoken to?
God, I'm thinking like text to talk, talk to text. Question for the DM. That can't be an answer, right? Like technology.
You are currently talking to a sentient AI train.
Okay. I'm gonna go with it. Talk to text.
Unfortunately, that answer is not correct. You have one more guess before you forfeit the round. Now remember, you can't always do an intelligence roll if you want to.
I have a 50-50 shot because I have no idea what it is. 14.
You hear Blaine come on the radio. You are correct, Zoros. The answer is an echo.
Okay.
I'll jump in next.
Step towards the middle. And what is your name?
Azair.
Welcome, Azair. Your riddle is I have branches, but no fruit, trunk, or leaves. What am I?
I don't know all 3 but one.
Trunks. Leaves. Not something physical. I'm thinking Thing to do with people. That's not my answer. Branches. Only thing I can think of. A family tree.
Unfortunately, that is not correct, is there? You have one attempt left before the round is forfeit.
What has branches? No trunk, roots, or leaves.
I have branches, but no fruit, trunk, or leaves. What am I?
Must know it.
No.
You have it. Let's do a intelligence check.
Just a +1 to whatever I get. Question for the DM. If
Yeah.
I roll intelligence, is it just what I get plus my modifier, or does
Correct.
it's not what I'm actually like ranked at or whatever?
No, it's just your whatever you roll plus your intelligence modifier.
Okay. And it's a regular one, not a saving.
Correct. It's just a roll.
Okay. Oh, I don't want to be the one that gets it wrong. Question for the DM.
Yes.
I'm not sure, since I've been out in the woods, if I would know about hierarchies of people's jobs in a city in terms of, let's say, mayoral, presidential.
I mean, you haven't really been in big cities, but you've been in villages enough to know a semblance of government and things like that.
I'm gonna guess government.
Unfortunately, that is incorrect. The correct answer is a bank.
What?
Bank branches,
Yeah, but all the other ones have branches too, Blaine.
but that is not the answer I was looking for.
Okay, I'll be the first one to lose then. Riddle.
That's what I was wondering. If your answer is a justifiable answer.
Apparently, there's no arguing with Blaine the train.
But you could have fruit on your family tree.
It's true. But a government has branches, so
Fruit can go to the bank.
good job, Hamilton. I'm so proud.
Sorry. Okay, next.
One. My bad.
Yeah.
Okay. Step forward into the middle. And what is your name?
I'm Hamilton.
Welcome, Hamilton. Your riddle is, the more of this there is, the less you see. What is it?
Darkness.
That is correct, Hamilton. Thank you.
Darkness.
That is the fog. We got another one.
I guess it's my turn.
Step forward to the middle, Faustus. Your riddle is, what can you keep after giving to someone?
Your word.
That is correct, Faustus. Thank you.
I got a hard one.
And that concludes the round of the easy riddles.
Yay. We did Blaine the train.
Would you like to continue, or would you like to take some time to recuperate after that mental challenge?
Oh,
I'll leave that to you guys because obviously I don't know as much as I thought I did.
let's just roll right into round two, unless anybody has objection.
I mean, no, we might as well keep going.
I agree.
Yep,
Very
let's do
well.
it.
Who would like to proceed first?
Go for redemption.
Same order, go Luna.
All righty, I'm ready.
Welcome, Luna. Your riddle is what has many keys but cannot open a single lock?
A piano.
That is correct. Thank you, Luna.
And I believe I am next.
That is correct. Your riddle, F, is what is black when it's clean and white when it's dirty?
A blackboard.
That is correct. Thank you, F.
Nailed it.
Ancient.
Ransom.
Next was Rancent. Rancent, your riddle is I'm light as a feather, yet the strongest person cannot hold me for 5 minutes. What am I?
Your breath.
That is correct. Thank you, Rancent.
That's
Next
me.
was Zoros. Where does today come before yesterday?
In the dictionary.
That is correct. Thank you, Zoros.
Hi, I think it's my turn.
That is correct. Unlike your first answer.
Oh,
Wow, Blaine.
Oh,
Oh my gosh.
The train.
Blaine the train.
Rude.
He's got game.
Obviously, I know.
Your riddle is there. What has one eye but can't see?
I can't see a needle.
That is correct. Thank you, Azair.
Nice job, is there?
It's not fire. I can do better.
Hurricane.
Next is Hamilton. Your riddle, what kind of band never plays music?
Rubber band?
That is correct. Thank you, Hamilton.
You go.
But you can't play music with a rubber band.
Faustus, it is your turn. Your riddle is what has a head and a tail, but no body?
Coin.
That is correct. Thank you, Faustus.
Well done, everybody. Well done.
That was a good round.
Unlike the first round.
What is the air velocity of an unladen swallow?
Is it an African swallow or?
European swallow. All right, round three. This is the big one.
Can we have another private moment for a minute, Blaine?
Sure. I
Before
will
we get
turn
into
off
the next
my
round?
I will turn off my audio capabilities. Just wave to the camera when you are ready.
Okay, so I actually do have a spell prepared for. Oh shit.
So shitty.
I don't know that spell.
We
Please
don't
do
need
not
that.
cast that spell right now. That would be
Please
really
do not cast that spell on me.
Yeah, like never. Please don't ever cast that spell.
Add that spell. Thank you.
Or cast it on somebody who's attacking us. That would be good. Like shit, and there it is.
I can enhance abilities, so I can, if somebody needs to roll for intelligence, I would have to touch you, but I think if we're all sitting close by, I can cast it silently, and then you can roll an intelligence check with advantage. I don't know if that would trigger Blaine to be unhappy though.
How many times can you cast it?
Well, you gotta remember is they have, we're standing in the middle of the train, so you won't physically be able to move close to them without.
Well, whenever you get up to go, and if you're not sure that you're going to be able to, I just wanted to make everybody aware of the option.
Okay.
The spell's nonverbal.
I'll tell you,
It doesn't say verbal or nonverbal.
It would have a V by it if it's got a verbal component.
Yeah, if you look at the components, you see the VSM.
Oh,
So that is verbal, is speaking. Somatic is basically hand motions, and M is material,
no.
which is the fur or feather from a
Maybe
beast.
not.
So your focus would cover the material, but you would still speak and do hand motions.
So that wouldn't be as secret as I thought it would. I just thought that it might help, but
I was asking just so we don't
And
get a
that-
strike, you know?
And that only lasts for one round, which is 6 seconds.
okay.
Well then.
It doesn't say that on here. I wish they would give me the full information.
okay, well, I think, you know, we've
Oh,
done.
sorry. Actually, I
well.
lied on that. That one is an hour long. The casting time is one action, which is the 6 seconds.
Oh,
Wait a
Okay.
minute. So wait, the spell's an hour long, right?
yes.
So we're in a, Blaine's not here, right?
Could you
So
cast
watching.
it took us about 15 minutes to get through that last round. If we take the people that have low intelligence and cast the spell, then we're covered through the end, right?
I think I can cast it 3 times unless I'm wrong, DM. Can I cast the same spell in succession? Just fill up my slot?
So that is a concentration spell, meaning you can cast it on like one person if you have the 3rd level spell slot, or sorry, 2nd level spell slot. But once you were to cast it again, the first one would go away. You can only concentrate on one spell at a time.
Okay, so it's after I hit the 3rd level that I can add more people to it. So if anybody is not
Well,
confident for this last one,
Well, I
I
think it's me and Hamilton. We're the only ones with low intelligence, I think.
I'd be willing to let you have it.
Great.
I mean, it's a.
I've already had to do one roll.
So yeah. So
Okay.
If Blaine
one
had-
quick thought. Can
Yeah.
we be sure that Blaine isn't going to see this as cheating?
well, I mean, he's not listening right now, and we can do this all we want. You know, that's all he's gonna see.
If he asks that that's what it's about, then we just say it was, you know, we have a lot riding on this. We just said a little prayer to Azer's God.
That's having faith that he's not lying to us too.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's just do it without the spell. We're down. We lost one round, one time.
Yeah, we lost one question. One full question.
She's gonna punch you in your bearded face.
I would have felt
More
a
than
little
one.
I'm
better
pretty sure my horse didn't have a
but
drink.
no, that's okay.
He's gonna punch me more than once. It's fine.
All right, let's not tempt fate. We're doing pretty good. Let's just go ahead and keep on trucking.
Most of us are doing pretty good.
I mean, I'm not convinced that he's not luring us into false sense of security to begin with. The 3rd round could just be all death.
From the time I was little, I know riddles. She's so angry that I got a riddle wrong. I have read so many books.
Did you know it, Hamilton?
I don't know, did it?
No, he probably didn't. He just likes, making me angry.
All right, you guys ready to get going?
Yeah.
Sure.
Let's have at it.
Hello. Hopefully
Hey.
your other episode of privacy was fortuitous.
I have a question, Blaine. If
Of
I
course,
have,
Linda.
if I can have two wrong answers, correct?
Correct.
So if I don't know it and I chose to roll an intelligence and I don't get a high enough intelligence, can I roll twice if I didn't give an answer?
I do not know what you mean by rolling intelligence.
Question for the DM.
Yeah,
Yes.
I didn't know it was the DM who told me. I thought he said I don't know.
Yes, you don't have to give a physical verbal answer. You can roll the intelligence check for both guesses.
Okay.
Got it.
Get
That
it.
helps.
I roll for intelligence check. Good try to answer.
Roll in the box.
Follow fate.
Not do it, do we know?
All right, Blaine the train. I think we're ready for round 3.
That is Blaine the Mono, Hamilton. I am not a train.
Oh, you're getting a hard one, Hamilton.
Oh, no.
Singling you out. You're in trouble.
Who would like to go first?
I can do it again.
Okay. Welcome, Luna. Your riddle is what is so fragile that saying its name breaks it.
A secret.
That is unfortunately incorrect. You have one more guess before you forfeit the round.
Okay, what is so?
What is so fragile that saying its name
Silence.
breaks it? That is correct. Silence is the answer.
I knew it.
My turn up.
That is correct. Welcome, F. Your riddle is. Hold on, I gotta figure out which one I'm doing. Your riddle is what breaks yet never falls, and what falls yet never breaks. Unfortunately, Azair was just speaking, which means you have forfeited the round. The correct answers were day and night.
Wait, that's 2 answers to one question. You can't have 2 answers to one question because what if you only got one right?
The question asked for 2 things: what breaks yet never falls, and what falls yet never breaks. Those are 2 questions.
Hmm.
But
Blame the train.
has
Blaine
to
the
add-
Mono.
Blame the mono. I apologize.
Thank you.
Playing of semantics.
I am not playing semantics. I am following the rules. Are you?
Oh,
Mm. Yes, I did not say anything to F. And you did not say anything about talking amongst ourselves.
I did not specify that you had to talk to the riddle giver. I said if anyone talked, period, the riddle was forfeit. You broke the rules.
So do I get another question?
You do not. Your round is over.
My fault.
I believe Rancent is next. Your riddle. With pointed fangs, I sit and wait. With piercing force, I crunch out fate. Grabbing victims, proclaiming might. Physically joining with a single bite. What am I?
Stapler.
That is correct, Rancent. Thank you.
wow, that was good.
That was-
It's my stapler.
You are smart, man. Good job.
Azair. Oh, no, so it was Zoros.
Oh,
Hold, please. And he
Oh.
starts. You start hearing some music. Do, 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 do,
Muskrat Love.
do, do. Zoros, your riddle. You measure my life in hours, and I serve you by expiring. I'm quick when I'm thin, and slow when I'm fat. The wind is my enemy. What am I?
Again?
You measure my life in hours, and I serve you by expiring. I'm quick when I'm thin, and slow when I'm fat. The wind is my enemy. What am I?
One more time, please.
Certainly. You measure my life in hours, and I serve you by expiring. I'm quick when I'm thin, and slow when I'm fat. The wind is my enemy. What am I?
Well, my first guess is absolutely incorrect.
What'd you roll?
6. Then I rolled a 16.
So after your first roll, you hear Blaine come on and say, unfortunately, that is not correct. And then you did your second one. That is correct, Zoros. The answer is a candle. Azair, I believe it is your turn.
Yep.
Your riddle is, what does man love more than life, hate more than death, or mortal strife? That which contented men desire, the poor have, the rich require. The miser spends, the spendthrift saves, and all men carry to their graves.
Oh, dang. Can I have that one more time, please?
Sure. What does man love more than life, hate more than death, or mortal strife? That which contented men desire, the poor may have, the rich require. The miser spends, the spendthrift saves, and all men carry to their graves.
One more time, please.
What does man love more than life, hate more than death, or mortal strife? That which contented men desire, the poor have, the rich require. The miser spends, the spendthrift saves, and all men carry to their graves.
Not an actual statement. Gosh, I think I know, but I've already gotten one wrong and messed up another. I'm going to try and roll once. 15.
That is correct, Azair. The answer is nothing.
Would have been wrong. Yes. Music.
Hamilton, it is your turn. What word in the common language does the following? The first 2 letters signify a male. The first 3 letters signify a female. The first 4 letters signify a great, while the entire world signifies a great woman. What is the word?
One more time, please.
Of course. What word in the common language does the following? The first 2 letters signify a male. The first 3 letters signify a female. The first 4 letters signify a great, while the entire world signify a great woman. What is the word?
Heroin?
That is correct, Hamilton. The answer is
Yes.
heroin.
Nice job.
Faustus, it seems we have come to you. Please hold. Hamilton, your riddle is first you eat me, then you get eaten. What am I? Sorry,
Wait.
Faustus. Sorry, Faustus. Your riddle is first you eat me, then you get eaten. What am I?
One more time.
First you eat me, then you get eaten. What am I?
I just rolled a 21.
That is correct, Faustus. The answer is a fish hook. Well, it seems that you all have proven a little more intelligent than I was expecting.
It's a fair statement.
But I will hold to my word, and I will let you off when we reach Topeka. We have one more day before we will reach the end of the line, so please enjoy yourselves.
Woohoo!
Nice
I'm still
job.
suspicious. He said he'd let us off, but not that he would stop.
Or you slow down, yeah.
Doors are open. Have fun.
I don't know. Have you ever been to Topeka? I don't know if he's doing us any favors here. All
Say,
right.
Blaine, might you have any tools that we might be able to take on our journey?
Unfortunately, I only have the food and lodgings to keep you comfortable for the trip.
Would you be terribly offended if we took some additional food with us?
By all means, I have no use of it.
Hey, Blaine, is there any bullets on this train?
There are not.
Hamilton, I tried, bud.
I appreciate it.
Where does the food come from if you're just a sentient train?
Spoilers.
Not a train.
No, I'm more concerned about what happens to people who got the game wrong in the past.
Well, he
Yeah, but
hasn't
there-
killed
he
In
has-
the
himself.
past, I was gonna say, watch it rancid.
I have not
As long
had I have not played this game in the past. I have not had anyone to play it with.
Makes me even more concerned about the food.
There's only one of us that got 3 wrong, so. Or caused 3 to be wrong.
Or just 2.
How many
Yeah,
did we
Chris
miss?
missed one too, but
Yeah, but how many did we miss?
just wondering.
Just like,
I got 1 wrong. I made F mess up.
so how
But I
many?
don't think we got any wrong besides that, did we?
I don't think
That
so.
is correct, is there?
So it was my fault for both of those. Sorry,
That
guys.
is also correct, is there?
I was gonna say, Eth is saying, you didn't make me mess up. You messed up. I saw that look.
That is true.
I forgot Blaine sees all.
So
That
no,
is also correct, is there?
fire and riddles are Azer's kryptonite.
Hey, I did good on the other one.
You did great.
Oh, they're so mean.
We are.
Live in a forest away from everybody is for this reason.
Say, Blaine, what's the fanciest liquor you have on board?
I have a 35-year Glen McKenna.
Show me the bottle, please.
It is over on the bar.
I'll go to the bar. I'll fix
Okay.
myself a drink.
Go to the bar, you see it's full of top shelf liquors. Some pretty pricey stuff.
Does the train restock itself with no arms?
I do not restock myself.
I'm gonna go follow Francis and get it.
So is there like a team of people who restock you?
That is usually
It's
what
just all-
happens on a train at one of the stations. I get restocked.
What's the business plan to this? Because everything's been free and we didn't pay to get on.
I do not know about a business plan. I am a mode of transportation.
It's taxes, Rancid. The city covers the expenses of the train with the taxes.
Then why, but why liquor? Like none of this train is adding up. It's really hurting my brain.
Well, not just anybody gets to ride one of these trains. There's other trains.
What happened to Patricia? Blaine?
She became very lonely and decided that this life was not for her. And he starts to turn the floors. Actually, he leaves the floor this time, but he turns the walls and the ceiling transparent again. If you look off to the left, you will see Patricia. And looking off to the left, you see down on the floor the broken wreckage of Patricia.
And that's what you want to be, Blaine? Just a broken wreckage?
What else have I got to be?
But you are now.
I can't go back to Lud.
Surely there's other places you can go.
Topeka?
Have you been to Topeka?
Unfortunately.
I've heard about Topeka, yes.
My line is a direct line between Lud and Topeka. That is all there is for me.
What's in Topeka?
I would suspect Kansans.
But why was Lud to Topeka an important monorail route?
To answer that, you would probably need to speak to my designers.
Can we speak to your designers?
If you were alive about 75 years ago, you could.
Okay. How many people do you haul back and forth to Topeka every day or every week or whatever?
Lately, just 7.
What about prior to that?
Prior to that, back in the heyday of Lud, I would usually carry around 300 people a week.
What kind of people were they? Were they business people? Were they, what did they look like?
They look like people. I'm not really able to tell you all apart from what you do.
You can see we're carrying weapons and that we have armor. Did they dress like us or did they dress like business people? Did they wear suits and?
Not many people wander around with weapon and armors. That did not happen until the world moved on. Before then, it was people in various clothings. There were the death doctors that would ride the train. There were the mono. There were various, I guess you would call them, businessmen and businesswomen, families on vacation.
So you have no knowledge of what awaits us in Topeka.
I do not. My knowledge is pretty much on these tracks.
So why does Faustus know so much about these trains?
Because Faustus has traveled to Lud, or as he knew it, Ludmark, quite often.
As a death doctor?
That is correct.
I guess that's less concerning. I was trying to decide.
Yeah, I guess you weren't there when, I forgot you weren't there when they went through Faustus's door and rode on Patricia.
Those.
Well, since there's not a whole lot to do or a whole lot going on, want to catch another rest and sleep until we get to Topeka?
Well, Faustus, do you know what's in Topeka?
Would I know what's in Topeka, DM?
Your knowledge of Topeka is basically just that it is kind of like another city that the Death Doctors would visit and help administer medicine and aid to. But you have absolutely no idea what it's like now that the world has moved on.
Now these death doctors, are they helping them or are they helping them die?
I wasn't there when we did the death doctor either, so I don't know.
No, we don't. Well, sometimes we do help some people die. It's usually bad people, though.
Technically a bad person, so this is all concerning to me.
Did Blaine say that his last trip was 7 people, or he's only seen 7 people recently? Because I'm wondering if it's the same people going back and forth.
It's us.
It's us.
We're the 7 people.
Oh,
It's another riddle.
The train's a smart ass.
I was thinking maybe they were like higher ups, but apparently it's us. So
Well, I am higher up, but
That's 3 riddles. Then.
Okay, so while we have some time leading up to Topeka, can I check out that double flail that I got off TikTok?
You can. So looking at it, it is so when normal flails would just have one, I guess, ball attached to the chain. This one has 2 chains. Ransom's going to smile when I say this. 2 balls. One of them is shorter than the other. It kind of looks like the hands on a clock.
Okay. Anything else like special about it? Can I sense any magic coming from it?
Go ahead and give me an Arcana check.
I'll have you know, I'm smiling because it's got 2 heads and they're better than one. I was trying to work out a better joke.
I rolled a 12. Hey, F, can you check this thing out? See if by any chance it looks any kind of magics to you?
He asked F to check his thing out.
Take his 2 balls.
I think one's shorter than the other.
Can I take a look at it before they continue?
Yeah. Go ahead and give me an Arcana check.
See why one's lower than the other. It's fine. It happens.
Happens. To the best.
One just swings a little differently.
That Arcana check is easily high enough.
Okay.
I actually saw it pop up when I was looking on D&D Beyond. D&D Beyond, please sponsor us. You do get a decently strong magical aura from the flail.
Yes.
You can
Okay.
do
Your balls are magical. Congratulations.
really.
They were already magical to me, if it helps any.
Well, thank you for that, Ransom. I'm not sure how I feel about that, but thank you.
Feel hollow and empty inside and a little dirty.
At least he didn't ask if he could touch them.
Oh, you got to romance Faustus first for that.
Oh my God.
You don't just go grabbing death balls like that, man. Come on.
All right. So I guess I have to attune to this magical weapon.
Eth, do you have Identify?
Attune to your balls.
He just went out. He probably wants a cookie.
Yes.
I mean, you could ask him to identify it if you want.
Okay, F, do you know what kind of magics it is, since you say it's magic?
Sure. Let me take a look at it again.
Take a closer look.
Playing doctor here.
10 minutes later.
So casting Identify on it. I mean, technically you have it right now, unless you want to give it back to Faustus and kind of tell him what it is.
Here.
So, Faustus, you can look on D&D Beyond and add the Hands of Time to your equipment.
F, you handled this. Was one heavier than the other by any chance?
I was not paying attention to that.
Oh my God.
I got the penis jokes.
Where do I find it?
Go under Equipment and then Manage Equipment. And under add items where it has the filter, you can search for the Hands of Time.
Okay.
We're gonna get a PG-13 rating.
I probably would have ignored the whole thing if the DM hadn't said something about it. I was really working on that two heads better than one joke and couldn't come up with anything.
All right.
Okay, so is there anything else you want to do before going to sleep?
Have we walked through the train? Have we checked the train out yet?
You
I mean,
have
other
not.
than the food car, I mean, is there more to the train we haven't explored?
You've seen the cart that you guys are in, which is one end of it. You've seen the sleeper car. If you go past that, you'll find another sleeper car, and then past that is another. It looks like the front of the train, kind of similar to where you're at now. Very plush, couches, little bar set up there.
Okay.
Is it still freaky green pool screaming monsters rolling around?
Give me a perception check.
I'm very perceptive. I got that 20.
Okay. While it's hard to make out shapes going at Mach 10, you do see kind of blurs of various forms down on the floor of the wastelands.
Hey, wizards, look how fast it's going. Can you map that out in your big brain?
Now, if a train was coming from the other direction at the same speed, how long till we meet?
Well, since it's a monorail, I don't think we want to meet.
No.
Okay. Sorry, go ahead.
I'm gonna head to the sleeper cabin, guys, and I'm gonna call it a night.
Okay. If you
H-
all are
Whatever.
Mage hand my pants again.
you can mage hand your pants until you fall asleep. As you guys rest for the night, another long rest, but I don't think any of you guys use a spell slot, so not like it really matters.
It gets us more hit dice back
True.
if we're out.
As the suns rise, Blaine opens the windows a little bit, letting the sun in, and you can see that looking out the windows, you're not traveling as fast as you have in the past. You hear a voice come over the intercom that says, "We are nearing our destination. If you would like to gather your belongings and prepare to exit, our trip will be at an end."
My pants always on the floor in the morning. What happened?
I gathered my belongings and prepared to disembark.
Over the next hour or so, you notice the monorail is going slower and slower and slower until finally it comes to rest at a stop, and Blaine comes back on the speaker as the doors open and says, "Hopefully you enjoy your time in Topeka, and hopefully you had as much fun as I did."
Thank you, Blaine.
Thanks for the hospitality.
You're terrifying us.
And as you guys are speaking, you hear a siren going off, coming from the speakers of Blaine.
We get off. I get off the train. He's gonna blow himself up.
I snap my fingers and have my pants follow me.
let's leave the train. I'm out.
I'll grab a couple
It's
bottles on
embark.
the way out.
Follow the dwarf.
Okay. As you all get off the train, you see the door close behind you, and it starts moving off back the way that the train or the monorail came from. After about 5 minutes or so, if you look back out towards the monorail track, you guys see a smallish mushroom cloud. And then about a minute or two later, you guys kind of feel a blast of force and heat just kind of rock by you.
All right.
Looking the other way away from the train tracks, you see a very old, dusty, colors are faded sign that says, "Welcome to Topeka."
Can we make out any buildings, people, anything?
Give me a perception check.
17.
You can make out buildings. It seems like a not massive, but decent sized city. You do not notice any people around.
Okay.
You see cars in the parking lot. You see kind of debris and litter all around, but you do not see any people.
Okay. Guys, do you have any idea why we're here?
I don't know. I think the monorail was mostly to not be here. I think we went the wrong way on it, from what I hear.
There was no other way. He said that the rail went from Lud to here, and that's it.
No, I meant how much they sold Topeka.
Oh,
Yeah, he was pretty quick to get out of here and literally blew himself up. So he wasn't here. So
I mean, it made a sentient train want to kill itself having to come here.
I mean, you talked to
That's
him.
Topeka for you.
You knew he wanted to kill himself because he was tired of this life.
It
Which was going to Topeka.
All right. So looking around, do we have any sense of direction? I know we've been trying to follow the man in black. Is there any landmarks, anything to grab onto to give us an idea of where to head next?
Give me another perception check.
Not perceptive.
What'd you get?
13 or
Okay.
3. I mean,
3.
3.
Yeah, no, you're too busy just looking around and kind of stumped by the fact that you see signs of people having been here in the past, but you don't see any people. That aspect is just confusing you a little bit.
Somebody else want to look around?
Question for the DM.
Yes.
Did we see cars whenever we were in Faustus's world?
You
Red flags or
saw,
anything?
yeah, you would have seen cars kind of around, broken down on the side. It was very ramshackled, after a long time of bombs and warfare going on. You saw cars in Luna's world as well.
Okay. I mean, I guess we start exploring.
I mean,
See
did
what we
anyone
find.
else want to roll perception?
Six. Not me.
20.
23.
So Faustus and Azair, you both noticed, and Azair, you saw this and noticed this back when you were by Shardik's lair, that you look up into the sky and you see that while there are, clouds all over the sky, you see one section of clouds that all seem to be moving in a specific direction to the west that is kind of flowing against all of the other clouds. And you notice this back in Shardic's lair as well, that in one specific direction to the west, like the moss was growing on that side of the trees. Specifically, the clouds were flowing in a single pointed direction against where the rest of the clouds were going.
I'll share my findings with the rest of the group and see if anybody has any ideas. Is it a man in black thing? Is it a weird magic thing? Like, what do you guys think? Should we follow the clouds?
Oh, I think we should, didn't we follow the Moss's stuff last time?
You did.
Where we needed to go, so maybe following the clouds is what we need to do. And that's why it's different.
Since it's unnatural, can we arcana the clouds?
You can try.
I'll make an attempt. A pretty good one. Nat 20, so 26.
You try to look, but even in your infinite rancid knowledge, you've never seen clouds behave this way. You don't really know what's causing it to happen.
I become very fearful of these clouds and I put my pants on.
Your pants are now on.
Thank God.
Starting to look like Faustus's flail.
Oh, I wish my chains were that long.
I shouldn't have done it. I'm sorry.
So clouds. Let's.
Like, oh my gosh.
Anybody else have any other ideas besides for special clouds?
We did. Question for the DM. What time is it?
It's probably around 10 o'clock in the morning.
Okay. Well, I say we set off. Start heading. Follow the clouds. I mean, I think they got us going somewhere originally. I think we need to follow them. It's just, we're looking for a place that's not normal. So.
We can see what we can find along the way in terms of supplies and all that. I know you guys are looking for bullets.
Yep.
Build through as we go through Topeka and see if we can find anything.
Okay.
There's always an ammo shop in Kansas.
Yeah.
I'm going to attempt to hide in broad daylight just because those clouds are freaky.
Okay. So as you leave the train station or the monorail station, you start to kind of walk out into the little parking lot area, and you notice that there are cars that are parked not within the lines, kind of just at angles, very hastily parked. Doors are open. And give me a perception check.
12.
17.
Or 7.
14.
12.
Faustus, as you are kind of walking around looking at the cars and walking through the parking lot, you see a skeleton in the front seat of one of the cars. And clutched in the skeleton's hand is a newspaper that looks old and worn.
I'll reach in and grab the newspaper.
As you look at the newspaper, you see that it belongs to a Topeka Gazette. On the headline on the front page says 2 words. It says Captain Trips. And if you read the story, it talks about this virus that has seemingly spread throughout the world. The survival rate of this virus is extremely low. It's not looking good for the world. There are already billions dead, and the death count just keeps getting higher every day.
What's the date on this paper?
The date is January 25th of 1980.
And what year are we in now? This one?
You don't really know. Time has a very weird way of moving that you feel like it could be early 90s, but things here look like they've been the same for hundreds of years.
Okay. Do we know, does anybody here have any idea how to drive a car or start a car?
That's what I was gonna ask, if I could hotwire with the thieves' skills, if I have any knowledge of it from anywhere.
There should be keys in them, especially if the guy's a skeleton. There should be a key in that car.
Shouldn't know how to drive. There are cars in my world.
Like, did those numbers make any sense to me? Like billions of people.
I mean,
The
I
number
would
of
assume
dead.
you know how many a billion is.
No, I mean in the context of like what I understand the world to be. I'm like,
I mean, you would probably understand that it just kind of being a cleric and a man of medicine, that the population from what you remembered was probably around 4 to 5 billion.
okay.
More importantly, if everyone died from some kind of virus, should we be touching any of this?
Like now.
I'm
Well,
hoping
we should
Faustus
probably-
knows, because
We should probably try to find shelter.
Don't we have
No, it's like-
don't we have masks from a previous adventure that we went on?
Some of you do.
Beth and I do.
I believe I lost my Death Doctor mask, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you never picked it back up after TikTok stepped on it.
I have a mask. Boris has a mask.
Yeah, Zoros, F, and Azair are the only ones with masks.
So I should know, like, if I've been to Topeka before, I should know if there's like a Death Doctor's bunker somewhere, right?
You would, but you know that Lud is more the hub of the Death Doctors. There wasn't, from the time you came in, there wasn't really a need to bring the masks and therefore have like stocks and supplies in other areas. Lud was needed mainly for the radiation because the reactors were failing.
and Lud is a
Okay.
crater now, correct?
You don't know.
Well, I mean, the alarms are going off, and that's why we got on the train, was it not?
But you don't know.
But it was
Citadel right now.
also thousands and thousands of miles behind us.
I mean, I don't know how big a blast is. That's why I was wondering.
So back to the question of the cars. Is that something we can operate?
I
Are
mean,
they-
you could try. I know at least 3 people that would probably know how to drive a car.
Okay, so
I'd get in a car and try to turn it on.
Okay. You get into, you can see the same car that Faustus got the magazine from. The keys are still in it because the driver's still in it. You go to turn the key and you just kind of hear a click, 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 click.
The battery.
The battery's dead on this one. We can try out some more, but I have a feeling if the battery's dead on this one, then the battery's dead on most of them. So what would you like to do?
How long would it take us to try some of all the cars that we see close to where we're at?
All the cars in the parking lot, it would probably be a couple hours.
Let's just try the ones that are hastily parked because they probably the ones that are out of the lines. I mean, let's spend a few minutes and make sure that they're all dead or they're a chance.
I'm not going to be touching any of the cars because I don't want this virus thing.
Okay, you go around to just various cars throughout. About half of them have keys in them, but when you try to start them, you hear the same click, 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 click.
Okay. Yeah, I figured that would be the case, but it's worth a shot.
So we need to go into a store to see if they have bullets and
Yeah, let's
bows and
let's check our let's
Also-
see if there's like a sporting goods store or general store somewhere where we might be able to find some specialty supplies.
Yeah, I'm also assuming that, we checked trunks and glove boxes. Because, people keep weapons in those.
This is Kansas.
Checking in trunks and glove compartments, you don't find anything. Walking in towards the city, you're able to kind of look into various buildings, various stores. There is one sporting goods store that you come across. It is Richard's Sporting Goods. Thank you. Someone got it.
A big store.
It is a pretty big store.
That definitely matters.
There's still a lot of clothes that are in there, but they all look very old, very ratty, falling apart in some places. As you move towards the the guns and ammo section, you find a skeleton there, and you see that in one of his hands he has what looks like a shotgun, and then you try and kind of look at the rest of the body and realize that about half his skull is missing.
Boom.
Kurt Cobain.
Too soon.
Too soon.
So,
Anybody want a shotgun?
it's not gonna do us any good if we
Are
don't have
there-
any ammo.
right, is there ammo in the shelves?
Give me an investigation check.
Nat 20.
I got a net.
You're kidding. Oh my God.
Sorry, my 18's not enough.
So you guys find a lot of empty casing for shells or for bullets, things that have been used. There are, kind of when you go behind the counter, there are a lot of skeletons and bones behind there. And you're able to find about half a box of pistol bullets. And when you pull out the guns of my father and you kind of compare, they do not look like they would fit into the gun.
Of course not. Are there any pistols available?
Give me another investigation check.
I'm sure we won't roll double net 20. That was amazing. What a waste. 19. That's a 19.
You're able to find one pistol in the hands of a skeleton. It looks old. It doesn't look like it's been used in quite a long time. It would probably need some cleaning and repair to function properly.
Okay.
But you find one pistol.
Are there any bows?
Looking over, give me an investigation check.
9.
You're too busy and taken aback by all the skeletons and the dead bodies that you're not able to find any bows.
As it's a sporting goods store, is there any reloading equipment?
There is not.
How about dried soup in the camping section?
Give me an investigation check.
Ooh, 13.
13. You find a couple cans of Spam. You have no idea what Spam is, but that's about all you find.
If I shake it, does it sound squishy?
It does not make any sound when you shake it.
Okay, and the most important question, are the cans all bulgy and like not right?
No, these look to be pretty. They're old, they're dusty, but they look pretty okay.
All right, I'm gonna add those. How many cans of Spam do I find?
3.
So we're all.
Tonight we feast.
So
Oh no, man, it could be important.
we're all spread out looking through the sporting goods store, and basically we find 3 cans of Spam and a broken gun and some ammo that doesn't fit our stuff.
And a shotgun with no. Is there any ammunition for the shotgun, like in the shotgun still, or was it discharged?
It was all discharged.
So there's nothing here, guys.
The broken pistol, between like my knowledge as a soldier and the mending cantrip, would I be able to fix it with a couple hours?
It's not so much that it's broken, it's just that it needs maintenance, and you don't have the proper tools at your disposal at the moment to be able to clean and maintain the weapon.
Okay.
Would we find said tools somewhere in the sporting goods store?
That's already been looked for.
All right, let's go ahead and motor, guys. This is kind of a waste. We didn't get what we came for. So, what time? What I figure we spent a couple hours, so it's probably what, about 1 o'clock.
It's probably closer to 3 or 4 at this point.
Well, before we start heading towards the funky clouds, I figure we probably should get some rest. Is there any like a hotel or anything where there probably are beds within the vicinity of Richards?
Give me an investigation check.
You're kidding. What is that?
20.
20.
I can't believe it.
Yeah, you're able to see a couple hotels by the highway.
Okay, let's go check it out and spend the night. You guys good?
Okay. Trip to the hotel is easy. You guys still see a lot of broken down cars, more skeletons. When you get there, doors are pretty much glass shattered in. So you just step on through. You're able to find a room that has beds and seems comfortable enough. And as you kind of bed down for the night, F, give me an Arcana check.
Uh-oh.
21.
21. So as you guys are all kind of getting ready to bed down for the night, you start to get a very magical feeling coming from Zoros's bag.
That's awkward.
Zoros, there's something magical in your bag. And Ransom thinks it's awkward.
It is.
He's getting a feeling from your sack,
So
dude.
I go ahead and open my bag and look and see if anything's out of the ordinary.
Nothing seems out of the ordinary. Nothing new.
I didn't grab anything.
Hey, Eth, you want to go take a look and see if you can maybe identify what's giving you the feeling from his bag?
I look in his bag.
As you look in his bag, you can kind of hone in that the magical essence is coming from a dusty, well-worn journal.
There's a journal.
Did I pick up a journal?
You did. You picked up Roland's journal back in Tull.
Which one? Whose was it?
Roland's?
Oh, that's right. Okay, so let's open up the journal. Is any pages glowing? Does it open to a certain page? Is there?
I mean, it's closed at the moment. As you open it, it goes to the first page, which is kind of talking about Roland's life as a young man, his challenging of his mentor Court to combat early on. That was kind of spurred upon by the Man in Black. After surviving and winning the challenge, he was given his first set of pistols. At which point his father came back from a mission, found out what had happened, and basically tore him a new one for being so foolish and quick, kind of quick to action. And as you're kind of flipping through, you're kind of seeing parts of his life and reading about his life back in Gilead. And as you flip to the next page, all of you see a blinding flash of light, and when the light kind of dims and clears, you guys kind of blink your eyes and you look around, and you're not in the hotel anymore. You guys are on a hill surrounded by fields and grass and trees all around you. And you notice that a man on horseback is actually riding in your direction. And as he gets closer, you start to kind of make out features of his face, and he looks strangely familiar to you. He still has icy blue eyes. He looks a lot younger from the last time that you saw him. But he kind of rides up to you and says, "Hail, I am Roland of Gilead, and you are?" And that's where we're going to pick it up next time.
This anymore.
I was gonna say that. Dang it!
So thank you everybody for watching. Hopefully you had some fun at a session that had zero combat whatsoever. But we will pick up the story next time and see what happens on this new leg of the adventure. And thanks for watching, and have a good couple weeks.
Bye.